marketing group. I'm Supreme.
I'm Ramita. I'm Becky.
I'm Mackie.
The organization we're doing our marketing plan on is the Surrey Foundation. The organization we chose is the Surrey Foundation. It is a non-profit organization that has been part of the Surrey community since 1994. It is also part of the larger Canadian Community Foundations of Canada, which consists of 180 of these Canadian community foundations all throughout Canada. The organization has three main aspects: fundraising, community leadership, and endowment building. Although it's part of the larger community foundations of Canada, its marketing and promotion, meeting these aspects, and the way in which they go about doing this, all the responsibility of the individual organization. Currently, the Surrey Foundation has a $2 million endowment fund through which they give out grants every single year and take on community leadership projects like the Welcoming and Inclusive Communities Project. We chose the Surrey Foundation because we felt as if it was an amazing nonprofit organization that could really use this marketing plan to create awareness and raise funds for its organization, one of its main weaknesses identified during its SWOT. Therefore, not only does this allow us to make a positive difference in the community, but gives us the opportunity to create a practical marketing plan that the organization is actually willing to implement. We're going to start off with the 5 C's of the Surrey Foundation. Firstly, customers. The customers of the Surrey Foundation are simply the grant receivers or those who benefit from the community leadership projects. Since this is a nonprofit organization that doesn't address the specific cause, but rather the needs of the community at the time that they are giving out the grants or conducting these community leadership projects, the customers can be of any age, background, etc. I guess in terms of demographic, however, they must be from Surrey. Company. The organization has been in the community since 1994. Among those who are aware of the organization, they have a reputation for being a sustainable organization that is the community's greatest needs. However, it is relatively unknown in the community, which is something we will go into more depth later on. Competitors. The organization's competitors are simply any other nonprofit organizations in the community. For example, organizations that have specific causes such as breast cancer, heart and stroke, etc. Collaborators. The organization's suppliers of funding consists of mainly the provincial and federal government, as well as large and small businesses that donate money. It also has partnerships with the City of Surrey and the Now newspaper for marketing and aid on projects. And now for the last and final C, climate, which can best be described by the pest analysis. Political. The Surrey Foundation is in Canada, more specifically the province of BC. Therefore, it is affected by tax increases and decreases, cutting on funding from both the provincial and federal levels of government. Economics. Due to the fact that the economy is currently in a recession, not only are businesses hesitant to donate, but governments have also cut back on funding, both posing a major economic hurdle in operating and raising funds for the organization. Social. In terms of the social aspect of Surrey, the community in which they operate, it is one of the fastest growing cities in BC and is expected to keep doing so by a further 250,000 people in the next 3 decades. Like communities across Canada, Surrey's population is aging and seniors are expected to comprise 23% of the population by 2036. With regard to ethnicities, 53.9% of Surrey's population consists of minority groups such as Sikh, Chinese, and Koreans. Technology. Technology is becoming more and more a component of everything everyone does. The same holds for the Surrey Foundation and other organizations. Whether it be the automation of information management systems or awareness through social media, both are what is needed to compete with other nonprofits, but expensive to implement and maintain. Now we will do the SWOT analysis for the organization. Although we have many points, we will simply list the key points for time. Strengths. They are a well-trusted organization in Surrey due to the fact that they have been in the community since 1994, over 15 years. They are also part of a much larger Canadian Community Foundations of Canada and therefore can look at successful community foundations as a framework for their own and for aid in tough situations. And the fact that they have established a $2 million endowment fund is also a huge strength.
We're looking around at the weaknesses. They kind of have low profile image, low exposure, not at all famous in media. People in Surrey are aware about this organization, but they really don't know what they do and what their main goal is. Secondly, they are currently facing shortage of staff. They have only one senior executive and no hierarchy of operation of staff. Also, the funds in the accounts, which is like $2 million, is not enough for this organization to carry out functions effectively. They separate 1% of the total endowment fund for administration expenses, which is not enough. Now, looking at the opportunities for the Surrey Foundation, they have too many of them waiting at their doors. They have endowment funds coming in by organizing various campaigns, for example, Safe Community Fund. As this firm has a low exposure and a weak relationship with the City of Surrey, they launch campaign about themselves so that people will at least know what the organization is about. They are focusing at the youth group by actively getting involved in a project such as WIC, Welcoming Inclusive Community, to create a high exposure and get well known. Of course, they have a good opportunities to get partnership with the other area and work together collectively.
Threats. The biggest threat facing the organization is the diminishing of their staff, and in particular the executive director. Without this staff, the organization is unable to have the leading hierarchical figure it needs. The threat of larger organizations is also huge. Thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to presenting the final marketing plan to you at the end of the semester.